All right, so today we're going to look at page 76 and 77 in decision making, um, looking at our new president, Thomas Jefferson, in 1803. And he's faced with a decision: should the United States buy the Louisiana Territory? Okay, so I see a picture of Thomas Jefferson. I'm forming some connections with prior knowledge. I know that he wrote the Declaration of Independence, founding father. So he's one of our early presidents. He's our third. We kind of skip over John Adams because not much happens. Um, but then I notice a map. I know the 13 original colonies are on the East Coast next to the Atlantic Ocean. I know that this was territory that we fought for. It was one of the reasons we fought the Revolutionary War, right? Because we wanted access to this Ohio River Valley. So right now in 1803, we were this big as a country, and apparently there's a giant chunk. So when we're talking about the Louisiana Purchase, we don't mean just the state of what is today Louisiana. So today Louisiana is this, as you remember from your 50 states-ish stuff. Oops, a little off there. But the Louisiana Purchase at this time in 1803 was all of this. So we're talking about pretty much doubling the size of our country. So big decision for Thomas Jefferson. We in this story, we have to answer who owned Louisiana before the French. So I think we buy it from the French. Who had it before? If the United States buys Louisiana, our country will be about how big? Why is New Orleans important to us? So New Orleans being the port city at the mouth of the Mississippi River. That'd be my son screaming in the back. All right. Why does Napoleon, French, want to sell Louisiana? What are reasons in favor of buying Louisiana? Against? The decision that you have to make is usually right here. So, should the U.S. buy Louisiana Territory? Choose one or more of the following options. And then make sure you answer down here. You're going to fill out a Google Doc so that I can read all of your answers. If you did this on paper, please type it in the Google Doc. All right, let's read. So it is 1803. You are Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Our new country has a chance to double in size. Okay, and we saw that on the map. Go this way. The French leader Napoleon wants to sell us a large territory called Louisiana. This territory is so large that we don't even know what it looks like, but we know it has New Orleans, the most important city on the Mississippi River. The French need money, so this was the reason, right, why he wants to sell. So the reason he wants to sell, because they are going to war against England. Remember, France and England like to fight. French and Indian War was French versus the English. The Revolutionary War, the French helped the United States fight against the English. The French need money because they're going to war against England again. They want $15 million for Louisiana. They need the money soon or they won't sell Louisiana for us. That's not what I highlighted. Don't be silly. Louisiana could be very important for the United States. The Spanish used to own the territory. Sometimes they would not let us use the port of New Orleans. Our traders and merchants on the Mississippi lost a lot of money. Now the French are in control. All right, and so the way that worked, if we didn't have access to the port of New Orleans, all the goods, remember that these are the Appalachian Mountains over here. So all the goods that are produced, all the crops that are grown over here, in order for them to get where they are grown to all the cities on the East Coast, believe it or not, even though it was like only a journey like this, the fastest way would be to sell it down the Ohio River to the Mississippi River, out through New Orleans, and then to whatever area wanted those crops. So if you didn't have access to New Orleans, you couldn't use this water route and you couldn't trade. So anything west of the Appalachian was almost impossible to get east of the Appalachian Mountains. Okay. So our traders and merchants on the Mississippi lost a lot of money when they couldn't use New Orleans. Now the French are in control. They are not going to let us use New Orleans either. If we buy the Louisiana Territory, we will control New Orleans and the Mississippi and gain new territory too. So there's two big pluses to it, right? So we get control of New Orleans and the Mississippi River for trade. And there's that whole double the size of our country situation. We have enough money to buy Louisiana from the French. But our Constitution does not say anything about buying land from other countries. Are we allowed to buy land? We don't know. Does the Constitution give the president the power to buy land in America? So there's nothing in the Constitution about buying more land. Is that legal? Maybe the Congress should amend the Constitution, add an amendment, so that we can buy Louisiana constitutionally, right? To make sure that we're legal. But Napoleon needs the money now. Maybe he will not wait for us. Okay, so remember when you are answering these questions that you are doing it in a document that looks kind of like this. You're typing out and you're doing your explanation. Thanks, guys.